Burley Sew. Hello everybody and welcome back to Burley Sew. I'm your host Purified, and today I have a police call box, a public call box. My son's a big fan of, you guessed it, Doctor Who. So I figured what I'd do is I'd kind of see if I could make a Christmas ornament out of a little embroidery stitch and trying out a new program as well. But you can see I replicated it in my favorite, one of my drawing programs, and then I just made the outlines, and those are going to end up being transformed into our stitches. So I kind of traced over it a little bit when I made the actual image, and now I've got what I'm going to use as a stitch. And I found a new program called Sewart, and I downloaded the trial, and this is pretty much my first try in the trial of Sewart, and I'll put that in the description below. But you can see I'm doing the trial here, not the full version. It worked out pretty good the first time, I'm thinking, so I'm gonna probably end up getting it, but it's gonna be a little bit. And you just open it up and you find your picture that you want to use. You could actually use this picture if you want. It's just a lot more work to get rid of colors, and I'll explain that in a minute. So I've got two of them here. I think there's just a size difference between the two, and you can resize and sew art as well. So I'm going to choose my outline, and basically the goal here is to get this down to basically just two solid colors, white and black, so that the program can pick out the stitches. So there's a lot of tools up top. You just want to use the color reduction tool and just go down to 2, and that'll kind of dumb down some of the colors for you. And then what you're going to want to do is just kind of like pixel art. If you've done any kind of vector graphics or web graphics or anything like that, or photoshopping, you just need to zoom in. And now we're going to fill. First I'm going to fill the outside, and it's going to be a very bright, obvious color. That'll help you distinguish if you've missed anything. And then once I'm done filling all these areas in, I'm going to go ahead and take it and make it black and get the other lines. And I'm sure there's an even more exact way of doing this, because I can tell that there's some variation in thickness and lines and whatnot, but I'm not even going to worry about that right now. If I decide to get the program, I'll focus on that more. But you can see we've got everything but the black, and now we'll go in and we'll do the black. And black's a little trickier, obviously trying to hit the line right on the mark, so you zoom in a little bit more. And if I get this program, I'll do probably a few more. You'll see more projects done on it, I'm sure. So I'll go into detail in other videos to come, possibly. But we'll just go ahead and make this all black. And for some reason this isn't turning black on the outside here, but now, as I said before, sometimes you can miss, and just have Control Z ready so that you can just undo, and then you'll finally get it. Like right here, I'm having quite a bit of trouble on this thin, small line, but there, got it. And then we'll just go through and make sure everything's black, and then we're going to get rid of these little points, these little corners. They make good areas to fill though, so I keep them. But we'll go ahead and get the pencil tool. And I think I found like a little trick in this program. So when you choose your color, so I'm going to use purple to get rid of it, so it matches the other, because it's 2 colors, that's all we want. And when I do it twice, I click it again, and then I hit Control Z to undo. It undoes it in a perfect corner. We're trying to do it manually by hand. It's not working to get it perfect. But if you hit your left mouse button twice and then Control Z, it leaves a perfect corner. So now I'll go ahead and repair the bottom here, and there's tools on the right. You can choose whether you want a line, which is what I just selected, or if you want to do pixels or objects, shapes, basically squares and circles. And then I just want to select black, and now I can make a line straight across, and I can finish this off, and then we're just about done with this part of it. So basically just got it connected, and I'm fixing the corner here, erasing that line. Then the double click Control Z method's working just fine. So now you just click the little sewing machine and then auto sew here at the end, and you choose to make a color transparent, and you just select that and OK, and now you've got your stitched out design. The next time you save, you should actually probably save before you do this, save the image in a separate folder, because it'll want to change the original image, I think. But if you save now, you'll get the first save image window, and then you can just cancel that, and then you'll be able to save the PES file. And once you complete that, you'll see it stitch out here in the upper right, and you're done. So now what I'd do is I'd take the file and I'd open it up in Wilcom True Sizer to see how the stitches look. I know that other designs I've run through there look okay, and this is the software that I'd really like to get, but someday. Anyway, so we'll just open up our PES file, and with Wilcom it always wants to open it up in the default EMB file format. So you're gonna have to, when the box opens, select the drop down, otherwise your folder will be empty, and select PES, and you can see there's many selections, many ways to save. And then you open up, and I've got a video on that if you want to look through it. And it just says that you can't dramatically change the size of the file because this is an output file. So we've got that all checked out, and if you, like I said, if you wanted to see more on pretty much all the finer points of some of the stuff we're doing, importing the embroidery file, Wilcom True Sizer, check through my playlist, subscribe, and you can see more of those. But something weird happened here when I imported it, and I've never run into this before. The file's only 28 kilobytes, and it was saying it didn't have enough space. So I just kept the live link from my computer, and I'm embroidering straight from my computer via USB, and it's working pretty good. So I'm going to explore that a little bit more. I've got a friend that I can ask about that. Maybe it's, maybe that's the way Sewart, that could be one of the drawbacks. I'm not sure, so I'll look into that. I'm just gonna be quiet for a minute and let this stitch out. It'll give you a good idea of what the design looks like and how the program works. Alright, so you can see it's doing a pretty good job. I think it's a little sloppy, and I'm sure there's a way to clean that up. Pretty much this is my second stitch out with this program, so you want to do 2 of these. I'm doing 2 of these. It would be cool if you did 4 of them and you could actually make a box. And I think it would be pretty easy to do that, but I didn't. Anyway, so I've got my 2 pieces and I've cut them out pretty close to the stabilizer as close as I could get without hitting the stitches. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some fusible interface on the back of both of these, and I'm going to glue them together with a hanger. Like, I'm going to use some wire, some nice thin gauge wire, and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to make a loop with the neck and 2 shoulders, and the fusible interface, when I heat it up in the iron, is going to glue right on and enclose it for me. So there'll be a nice hanging point. And if you're not sure about fusible interfacing, you can check out one of my other videos again. I've got lots of different videos out there. So I'm just going to cut this down to the size that I need it, and then I'm going to bend it into like a U, and I'm going to leave enough on the ends to create some small shoulders that will fit along the inside top. And to make a nice round loop at the top, I'll just grab this pencil and twist it around there. Make sure you leave it at least loose enough to slide the pencil off, and just give that a couple turns to make kind of like a neck. And then I'll bend the bottom wires into 2 shoulders, and then the key from here basically is just making sure that it's flat. So just flatten it out, and then you're going to want to trim it to size so that it'll fit inside of the police call box without sticking out. So the next step for me is the fusible interfacing that I mentioned earlier. And this stuff, you know, I'm kind of in a little honeymoon period with it. I'm really like trying different things. So I'm just going to make a sandwich out of these 2 pieces with the fusible interfacing and hope for the best. And I've got it all fused, and now I'll just peel off the paper back here, just like a sticker, but it's like a lightweight patch. And I think it'll be enough glue. It's a Christmas ornament. It's going to be hanging from a tree. It won't get a lot of abuse. It'll be packed away every year, so I think it'll hold up quite well. If not, you could always put a couple stitches on it to keep it together as well. So I'm going to avoid the stitch part. I'm just going to go ahead and do this idea and see how it works. So I've got my 2 pieces, and you can see my little head, shoulders, neck there, little hanger, and I'm just going to line them up, and I'm going to iron the pieces together. They've got good weight from being embroidered, and the material that I used is felt. And for about 15 seconds here, I'm just going to apply wool heat, and we should have our, probably maybe more like 20 I did, I guess. I think I skipped a little bit as well, but just get it around the neck as well as you can. And you could use some spray starch, that probably wouldn't hurt it. But you can see, and then the glue's a little wet yet right after you get done, so you can shift it if you need to. But I think it's going to turn out well. I think it looks great. So next I will go ahead and I've got some ribbon, and we'll put it through the loop there, and that will be our Christmas ornament. And as I said, this is for my son. I think he'll enjoy it. He doesn't watch my channel, obviously, because I'm posting this before Christmas, so hopefully he enjoys it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Another option to explore, Sewart. All you Doctor Who fans out there, happy 50th anniversary. Well, that's another Burley Sew. Nice project, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, leave your comments below. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys next week. I'm Purified, and thanks for watching Burley Sew.